Our goal is to create a society with moral and godly standards by using the influence of our well-built programs to pass the right message. Glass FM, your number one radio station.
God bless the midweek. It's another blissful midweek on Glass FM on your favorite sports show, Sport Craze. And I'm not alone as usual. I have with me
Rocketina is my name, and you're welcome to another beautiful Sporting Wednesday where we get to keep you up to date to what is happening in the sporting world.
And I want to use this opportunity to thank everyone who's been taking his or her time to listen to this darling radio station, Glass FM. We thank you for your effort, we thank you for your time, and we want to say we will do well to ensure that we do not waste your time by giving you nonsense, but beautiful content that will be suitable to your hearing.
Of course, and then, we've been saying this. Trust Glass FM when it comes to all-rounder. A lot of times people expect to hear a couple of sports, coming out just for them to know what is happening in the. Sometimes I kind of get to look at it that we have different people that love different kinds of sports.
Yes.
But you find out that at the end of the day, a lot of people only talk about what is actually going on in the latest happenings when it comes to football and sometimes basketball also, but they don't talk about other sports. But we are here to make sure that we give you all the things you need when it comes to sport in general. We're not segmenting anything, but we're telling you everything as it is in the sporting world.
And as we did last week, we didn't tell you what we're discussing till after we went on a breather, because we have a whole lot to talk about today in relations to sport. So stick around. I and Rocketina will be
right back.
Welcome back, and we'll be talking about athletics versus Africa. It's something that we can't actually downplay, Rocketina. And we're talking about athletics. The first places in Africa that come to your mind is Ethiopia,
of course,
South Africa, maybe Botswana, Uganda, mostly the eastern region of Africa. And then you start wondering, where is western part of Africa? You keep wondering. But thanks to God for the likes of Toby Musa that's giving us hope, and other young athletes that you can shine even without the Athletics Federation of Nigeria that we have right now, that doesn't just even know what they're actually doing there. Rocketina.
When it comes to this stuff like I just kind of look at it. Are there actually coaches in Nigeria that will be able to
West
bring
Africa
out?
itself,
of course, are there coaches that will be able to bring out talent like this, that will be able to challenge the world? Must they wait until the Western world decides to go build a player before they will come and say this is our own? At the end, I just get to look at it one kind. We need to do better. Now, if we want to call on people from the West African region, we'll begin to pick. But when we're talking about other African regions,
like the Eastern African region,
they'll bring a list that you even get tired of calling.
I mean, number one, Kenya is on the list. Now, Rocketina, let's even talk about it now. Let's look at track and field events. Let's look at racing. Let's look at 100 meters relay, 200 meters relay. Rocketina, are you trying to say we don't have talents like this in Nigeria, in West Africa? You check, you see Kenya, you see Ethiopia. You see all these countries, support from the government. In fact, their athletics federation are very active. They know how to use their money, not to share money, because the only thing they know how to do is to share money. But some know how to dispose this money to the extent that you see it on the players. You don't hear a Kenyan athlete stuck in an airport. Have you heard that?
No, never.
An Ethiopian athlete stuck in an airport. Have you heard that?
Never. But the thing is right here in Nigeria. You know, I did been when it comes to field and track events, happens to be politics. I assure you that
we'll be number one in Africa.
In each and every.
In fact, do you say in the world?
But the thing is, what is actually wrong? You know, I got to notice right here. You know, we made mention of Plateau State. You know, I think of also we made mention of Plateau State. Is there any who is actually engaged in all these things? The truth is, there are lots of people who want to engage themselves into all this. But the thing is, there is nobody to give them that stepping stone they need. That is why everybody is running to football. Everything is just
so. Orakatina, is that not the job of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria?
But the thing is, do we really have such? That is the big question.
So that means they are just existing there like a poster.
You know, I think for a very, very long time now, Nigeria have been talking about ghost workers. I think this is a place whereby you find a lot of people like ghost workers.
It could be really true. It could be really
imagine
true.
How will you go and employ somebody that knows nothing about sports to give him such a position to? Do you think that person have the zeal in order to take the sport into the next into what Nigeria actually called to say that yes, we have something like you know, athletes whatsoever in Nigeria? You know, sometimes when we begin to talk, I prefer to talk on what is happening in the Western world or in any other region.
You are very correct, because it's very disheartening. It's disheartening. It's painful.
Talk about this and then you begin to call the name of.
No, see, Rokatina, leave Nigeria. Now we're talking about athletics versus Africa. Let's focus on West Africa. It's like I always tell people, amongst all the regions of Africa, the one that as if they are own. In my language, in Igbo, they say hapuriche. It's like their own is off point, their own is off key. The West African region, I don't just know what is wrong with that region in Africa, except for countries like Senegal. Okay, yes, in football, but let's leave Senegal. Let's also feel like as if Senegal is not part of West Africa. Let's look at other countries in West Africa. There's something wrong.
I don't just know how to categorize this. It's just like it's the same government ruling them. That is how I kind of see it. It's just like the same government or the same sporting world. The same.
Now let's look at this, Orakatina. Let's leave there. Let's go to facilities. How many athletic facilities do we have in Africa? In fact, Orakatina, on this show, Eastern region of Africa, it's in Europe. Let's face other regions. The Central African region, let's even leave northern people. Okay, northern, they are good in football. No, let's leave northern people. They have a good spot. Let's focus on the southern region, most especially the western. Do we have facilities?
I don't see any. Seriously, I don't see any. Because I remember when there was this festival that happened in Plateau State months back. I think it's in the month of May. You know, there was this thing they brought, like, you know, athletes were to compete. You know, they start from Azinyako Youth Center to finish at Wampam Stadium.
Wow.
You know, going there, in the morning as early as 6 a.m. You know, they actually told them that their call time was actually 6 a.m. But as far as it's 6:30 a.m., you know, everything will kickstart. If you come late, then definitely you are going to start from the starting point down to know how you are going to finish it off. And then when you go to around the Plateau Hospital roundabout, they will give you a number. From there, when you go there to Hill Station, they will give you, you know, this is to show that, yes, someone is actually ready in order to make this thing work. But the thing is, after that particular festival, what happened?
It's all with great sadness. We always come here, Rokatina. Sometimes it looks as if these are just young guys coming here to blab. After they finish blabbing, they'll go away. But the truth is that I and Rokatina, we are part of the patriotic people in this country that as long as we are alive, we'll continue to sound it in your ears. If you like, look for headset 2 and put in your ears. We'll still find a way of squeezing our voice inside that headset for you to hear the truth. You must hear it. A particular musician said the truth is bitter like bitter cola. You understand? You must be that bitter cola that you must chew, and you must chew to the very best of your ability. Because if nobody is telling you the truth, because okay, now we have sporting journalists. Do you know we're talking? One of our colleagues was saying we have sporting journalists that don't want to even say the truth now because they've been bought by some of these organizations. So when maybe me and you now are pointing out these issues here so that they can be solved, they'll be looking at us like enemies.
Of course,
they'll be looking at us like people that want to sabotage the organization.
And I have to say, on this note, I have to say a big congratulations to somebody who is not scared to say anything when it comes to the right thing to say. I'm talking about Umbo Ferdinand.
Yes, congratulations, sir. Congratulations, sir.
Appointment as
he has
the
done well.
manager
He has done well for
of
this
Mighty
brand.
Jet.
He has done well.
Whenever he's analyzing sports, you get to know that he starts even from the home front.
Yes.
Getting to a kind of give quality information when it comes to sport. These are people that they need, the sporting world need.
Yes.
How can you pick somebody who knows nothing about sport? I'm still repeating it in order to give him something that has to do with sport. How can you carry a traditionalist and them to name him a minister or maybe anything?
And he says that the only thing he knows is culture, not sport.
Of course. And we have people like JJ Okocha. We have people like
JJ Okocha is even rumored to be on the mysterious list of sports. He's rumored right now to be on the list.
That's why I salute a place like Cameroon. Getting to pick some of their own in order to give them those appointment. Giving them that appointment will be able to show that yes, this, even if they don't win anything, they'll be able to have that experience. They'll be able to know that yes, they have somebody who actually traveled the world to be able to show them that yes, this is how things are being done. Okay, just get to look at weightlifting. Are we talking about the only part that weightlifting is doing well when it comes to this part of the country is actually the Paralympics? These are people who are actually doing well. But what if it depends on the kind of people you put to manage this kind of
yes, it's system. It's still the same thing we keep talking about here, the system. When the system is faulty, everything will be faulty. It's just like the head of the body. Once the head has a problem, the whole part of the body will be affected. And that's what is happening now. Athletic Federation, someone say AFN. And Rocketena, you know what pains me? Is that in the Olympics, you will find out that there are some athletes that will find it hard to get to the Olympics itself. Of course. But you find out that the AFN will carry like 50 people, say that they are dignitaries, carry them, they just go. It's just like, more or less like Rocketena. My guy, Olympics Day, Brazil. You never go Brazil. Maybe we go Brazil. We'll go to Brazil. We'll just go there.
Some people, but meanwhile, your own is still here. But the thing is, I kind of ask myself a lot of questions. And do we really have people like divers in Nigeria? When you go
swimmers,
out there,
yes.
I don't think we have such.
Gymnastics.
I don't think we have such.
I think we also need to give kudos. You brought us on Gymnastic Federation of Nigeria. They are doing well. I've seen some couple of things, but a whole lot needs to be done. Rocketena, you mentioned sports, like you mentioned something. You mentioned swimming. Rocketena, we have. Oh my God. Have you seen the rivers? Have you gone to Atlantic Ocean? When you go to some of these places, all these dams around the state, you see small kids swimming.
Of course.
And you ask yourself, where is the swimming federation of this country? Can't these people be used for something to the glory of the nation? Will you just allow them to waste there and then later they become bandits? Do you know that sports can also curb crime?
Of course. Let me tell you this. There was this time I was on my way to Benue State. I find out that, this big river that lots of people are scared of.
Yes.
Little kids they're actually swimming inside, climbing to the highest of places and then to dive inside. Why can't you bring in these kids in to train them so they can be able to compete and then to challenge the world to show them that, yes, we are not just known on football as it was that to say that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Why can't you bring in these people, train them to show to the world that yes, we actually practice those sports, but it's just
Rocketena, can I say something? First of all, the truth is that these people that were seeing all these riverine areas, we check, most of them are already the parents are pushing their children to football. The question is, how well has the Athletics Federation in Nigeria, in West Africa, made athletics to look, enticing to the young people, to the young children, that people will be able to say, yes, if I put my child in athletics to be an athlete in Nigeria, I know they will not owe her salary. I know they will not owe him salary. I know they will not give him 1,000 naira for recharge card for winning, like what we saw in the FIBA last week. Do you understand?
That's
so
a big insult.
how enticing, how luring as the athletics, it's so painful, but we pray it challenges them because Olympics will soon be coming up.
Of course.
We'll give you details of it very soon. Olympics will soon be coming up. What is West Africa going to present as athletes? Is it going to am I going to present Rokatena's child because I Rokatena as friends, or I'm going to present that kid on the streets because I know he or she has what it takes to take Nigeria upwards and up front when it comes to athletics.
And then I get to notice, I don't know how governments usually give license to a lot of schools. Schools are supposed to be having all these facilities so that children will be able to choose where they belong. Okay,
yes.
Now if you ask a kid, what do you want to be in future? It is either
Doctor,
I want to be a doctor,
lawyer.
I want to be a lawyer, I want to be this, I want to be that,
engineer.
I want to engineer. But the thing is, who will tell you that he or she wants to represent Nigeria in the sporting world? Who? That is the thing. But to our greatest surprise,
Rokatena, please, I think you need to slow down in that place where he spoke. He said something here that I want you to listen to. He said, who? That is to say, at this tradition, you have made it very difficult for people to put their children, that their children will be enticed, will even be bold to say they want to become athletes, to be able to say they want to be footballers. Every sporting sector, just listen to what Rokatena is saying now. Rokatena,
honestly, and then another thing again is that how many schools were able to kind of produce very, very good and fantastic people that are able to represent the world when it comes to that. To our greatest surprise, you find out that if a kid, is not actually doing well in class, but is doing well in sport, before you know, he begins to turn into a point of reference when it comes to PTA meeting. There will be a kind of, he's too playful,
yes,
he's too this, he's too that. Okay, I want to give you a little about someone I know personally. I want to say a big shout out to Hillary, for instance. Back then in primary school, some people actually look at him as, what is this one doing? But today he's actually doing well. A lot of people admire him because now he's playing football outside the country.
Wow, congratulations to him.
Why is it that Nigeria is not going to nurture this kind of a player? Why can't you give them a very, very conducive environment for them to be able to sit and then to say that, yes, I'm ready for Nigeria. I'm ready to do this for Nigeria. Okay, there is this guy, always when I come out in the morning, because I love to jog too in the morning.
Yes.
When I come out, this guy set time for himself. He were kind of, okay, from this time to this time, I should be able to cover this space. I should be able to cover how many kilometers. Going out there, you'll be able to do it and then to come back and check his time. Did I beat the time I said I was going to beat?
Rokatena, I think we need to take a breather so that we can talk more on sports. Whenever we're here, I and Rokatena always feel energized. Maybe if we're even weak, we're sad, but when we come here, we vibrate, and in fact, we're cold already. But mind you, we've burned up everything. The whole place is hot. The studio is heated. We even need to on the AC because we are seriously vibrating. Whenever you're talking about anything in relations to Africa, most especially the West African region, you must always have something to say.
And you must get angry.
So we'll be right back after this breather. Don't you go nowhere. It's still Glass FM.
I want to dance for Jesus. I want to grace for Jesus. Thank God, God no be man. God no be man. God no be man.
Are you looking for the best place to display your goods and services? Are you looking for how to take your business to the next level? Then let's be your plug. For sponsorship or advertisement, please call +234 31 10 1001 or +234 81 288 03452. Glass FM, your number one radio station.
Welcome back, beautiful people, from that time. And then, we actually promised you that when we come back, we will kind of dive into something different. But the thing is, I want to let the cat out of the bag right now. The thing is, can Nigeria really, really qualify
for the World Cup? Well, Rokatena, before I answer that question, the next African Cup of Nations qualifying game between Nigeria will be taking place at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. Yes, which is known as the Nest of Champions. CAF had earlier stated that the stadium in Uyo is the only stadium in the whole country that meets the standard of hosting an international match. Had Nigeria not had this stadium, their home games would be taken to either Morocco or Ghana. The last time Nigeria played at this venue, they qualified for both the 2018 FIFA World Cup and the 2019 African Cup of Nations in Russia and Egypt respectively. So you heard it there. The next African Cup of Nations match qualifiers, which Nigeria will be playing, as you all know, they've already qualified, will be played in the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. Now, Rokatena is saying with Nigeria qualified, and we just read out something here. They said this is the only stadium that has standard
But the
in
thing is,
the giant of Africa.
The FCT? What about the FCT?
Lagos, the Teslim Balogun Stadium.
Why can't our government,
Zaria Road Stadium here, we're talking about that.
you know, whenever you want to talk on some things, definitely you have to post. You have to post for a while so you'll be able to kind of mourn. Because right now I'm mourning the sporting facilities we have right now in Nigeria. Okay, you can have one of the sweetest stadiums when it comes to Nigerian football, or maybe when it comes to everything about Nigeria. But the big question is, how is the dressing room like? How is it like? Okay, we're talking about, hosting it in the Nest of Champions. We're talking about, hosting it right here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But the thing is, would they make us proud with all what we saw?
But Rokatena, but I think there's a good luck. I don't want to say charm because that wouldn't be right for our listeners listening to us. Like a good luck is, let me say, there's always favor whenever Nigeria plays at the Nest of Champions, because they said when they played there, they qualified for the 2018 FIFA World Cup. When they played there, they qualified for the 2019 African Cup of Nations, which is not a lie. And I don't know, let's pray that it will actually work for us to qualify. Okay, we've actually qualified, so we playing there is actually a good thing. But it's being the only stadium, like CAF said, the only stadium. And Rokatena, look at something that's going to pay you the most. Our former president of the NFF is also in CAF. I don't know, maybe it's because he's in CAF that he has not been able to take him to prison, because I got to know that the current president, Gusau, seized some of his houses in some parts of the country. But I don't think that's enough. That's not enough. That's enough. That's not enough. That's just, in fact, for me, that's just the tip of the iceberg compared to what this man has done to the Sporting Federation. How he has bastardized the system.
You know, one thing, when I begin to talk about this man, asking him of what did he achieve, he said
jerseys.
When you're talking about this thing, you just feel like I should just start crying when it comes to a situation like this. How would you put on something like this? And then now we're talking about, Nigerians coming to play at the Nest of Champions. The thing is, are we really, really ready?
Okay, now let's even get back to what we're talking about. Nigeria qualifying for South Africa. Can Nigeria qualify for the World Cup? Can they beat South Africa?
Well, if it is the Nigeria I see, and then if it is this kind of attitude they want to play to say that we really, really want to win. If Nigeria are going to be patriotic enough to say that we want to put a smile on the face of our citizens, then definitely I see them winning. But if they are actually coming because of selfish gains, then I don't see Nigeria winning.
Now, mind you, this coach that we're talking about, that we want him to leave the team, his contract was just renewed not too long ago. That's not all. He was also, some are saying he was, or he's currently is being owed salary.
When General Draw was here, I know he was owed salary. I don't know how they were able to settle him out. And then this one again, you are owing salary. You are still owing the player salary. They think it's for God's sake.
I don't think we should blame the Gusau because this guy was hired in the time of Pinnick, if you remember.
Yeah.
So what 95% of what is going on in the Footballing Federation should be blamed on the former president, because whether we like to or not, this president is seen or dead. He's not fighting easy. We should be very practical and truthful.
But the thing is, right now, he's supposed to do well.
Yes,
he's supposed to know how to be able to settle all these things, so that both the coach and the players will be able to have the strength in order to represent the country. But the thing is, why can't you go for the quality players? Why can't you go for players who are having the zeal, who are having the mind of Nigerians at heart to be able to go there and represent Nigeria? You must not go and pick someone out of interest.
But I don't think the footballing fans will take it lightly if Nigeria doesn't qualify for the World Cup for the second time.
Sometimes in Nigeria you begin to say you begin to say it's a normal thing. Because definitely if you are going there to go and watch a Nigerian football, then definitely you should be going with two minds. It is either you smile or you come out angry. And some people are even kind of used to getting angry, because when they go out there, they know at the end of the day they will be disappointed in each and everything. Well, we've been talking a whole lot. We've been
Yes,
talking a whole
I
lot.
think we need to go. We need
Of course,
to go.
when
We need
you're
to wrap
talking
up the
about
show.
Nigeria, it is either your voice is low or you
it's
are
high.
getting angry, or maybe you end up shouting. But I think we need to go because as it is right now, all we need is just to wish our darling Nigerian players
Yes.
well, so that whenever they go out there to go and represent us, then definitely we'll come out and smile. I just hope one day Nigeria will make us proud by bringing in the World Cup.
Amen. No, that day, I wonder how the studio is going to be that day. We wonder, but we pray. They say dreams come true. That this dream can come true if NFF will give their life to Christ. That's all we can say. Well, as for me, it K to the E to the LLY, it's bye-bye.
And from Rocketina, do have yourselves a wonderful night rest and good luck to Nigeria.